do you both, when you were in rehearsal, did you both, with your, Mimi and with Maureen, with Nicolette and the other, Lexi, how did you try to do it, quote unquote, differently, to go, well, this isn't the way Daphne is, it's not the way
I would never do that to an actress. I would never say this isn't the way you're supposed to do it because Daphne did it this way. That's just, that to me, that's horribly unprofessional. And I don't want her to do anything Daphne did or any other, I mean, look, quite frankly, I've done this role with lots of different actresses, and so I'm used to different actresses, different takes on the role. And interestingly enough, like Lexi's understudy, a wonderful actress named Carmine Allers, performs the role completely different. Like it's a completely different take on the role, and that to me is so interesting and fun when you get to sort of, oh wow, and then that just it naturally forces you as an actor working opposite that person to adjust what you're doing, and
it feeds your creativity.
Yeah.
On stage.
But the developing of that relationship between she and I, and between her Mimi and my Roger, just to me, you just have to allow it to happen naturally. And I wanted her to feel comfortable and safe, because without that feeling, you can never really embody a part. If you're worried about external things like what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Like she doesn't need to be worried about that. So I tried to just be really open for her and allow her to find this character, and then I know my part. I'll work it into what she's gonna do, So that's how I approached it.
And she was brand new. She was one of 2 cast members that had never done the show before. So that was exciting to see her blossom.
How was the experience with the film?
It was a blast.
Yeah.
We were very.
It really was. I think at that time when I saw you at the Commodores, I think you had still hadn't heard yet, or had just finished. You had already finished it.
No, we were. Yeah.
It was already.
Yeah.
It was already out.
And I mean, it was like going to doing a film. It can be a real grind. It's like long days, and it's you're away from home and all that stuff. But in this experience, because we were all friends, and we knew we were so involved in every step of it that it was just like a total joy to go to work every day.
Yeah, Chris Columbus created an incredibly safe and collaborative environment for all of us, and so we really felt like we were part of the creative process even more than just as actors in a film.
Just during the trial run of Aida in Chicago, you had the infamous incident.
Yes.
For those of you, can you share?
There's a gag, as they call it in theater tunes, where Aida and Radames are lifted up about 20 feet in the air in this tomb, with the audience side open so you can see into the tomb. And so it was our second preview in Chicago, and the device that lifted this tomb up into the air gave way. It was called a scissor lift. So it gave way, and she and I came crashing down in this tomb, and then popped out of the tomb and hit the deck of the stage, and both got really hurt. And they stopped the show, and they made an announcement, is there a doctor in the house? And people came running up onto the stage, and then they called ambulances and took us both away, and it was very dramatic. And we got hurt. We definitely got hurt. But we were back in the show about 2 days later.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, wow. To close out, as you know, on Bravo they have Inside the Actor Studio, so we're going to do Inside the Column Studio.
All right.
And do the questions by Bernard Vivo, or we're going to do comments by Dorky Me. Okay. So, the first question is to you, Anthony. Miss California. Keep the title or take it away from her.
Well, asterisk. Title with an asterisk. I mean, how can it gets really problematic if you start taking things away from people when they've earned them. But there should be that big asterisk and a big black check mark or something next to it.
Okay. Adam, you are in front of Simon Cowell and Paula Abdul on American Idol. It's rock theme night. Ugh. What would you sing, and what would you...
Walk theme?
Rock.
What did you cook?
Rock.
Yes.
And after you, what song would you sing, and would you drink from Paula's cup?
I'm very unfamiliar with the show, so I don't know what that means. I'm sure, so I can't answer that particular part of the question because I don't understand it. What would I sing? That's a really funny question because I certainly have had this conversation with people that like, if I was in my early 20s now, would I try out for American Idol? And I probably would. I mean, why not?
Because a lot of people are on blogs and say that Adam Lambert sounds a lot like you.
I don't know who Adam Lambert
He's
is.
got a big sort of power block voice like yours.
Thanks. So I don't know what I would sing. It's hard to
sing Queen or something like that, or
maybe a Queen song, something obviously that would try to show off my range as best as I could. But I'm so glad that I'm not in my early 20s and have to do something like that.
Anthony, what turns you on spiritually and emotionally, or emotionally?
wow. Well, especially from being on tour, we were just home, we had an extra day off. Literally being home in New York, walking the streets of New York, getting to go to see a show, like, I know it might sound really corny, but I was so rejuvenated by that. Getting to have a nice meal in a great restaurant in the city, just being a part of that life of that city, that certainly is most recently one of the things that really got me going. I also love to play poker, but that also torments me. It's tormenting and turn on.
Adam, what sound or noise do you love?
My son's laughing.
And you have two.
I do have two.
Lennon and Monty.
Correct.
And your wife's name is Sybil?
Sibel, yeah.
Are they in, where are they?
California.
And finally, this is for both of you. If heaven exists and there is Jonathan Larson at the pearly gates and you arrive, what would you like for him to say to you?
Well, considering I'm not going to heaven, I'm pretty positive about that. I don't think I'll be seeing him, so he'll have to shout down real far to get
What
to me.
would he shout? Or what would you like to shout to him?
Wow, that's a very difficult question. I would just like to say it's nice to see you now that we're both dead now, so we're on an equal playing field. I would say thank you. What else could you say? I would say thank you.
That's it, thank you, and congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, on behalf of many of my subscribers and readers and fans, and on a personal note, I cannot thank you both enough for your talents and for what you did in the original production and on tour last night as well. But I've never seen anything like that in my, even now, years later, I've never seen anything like that. And it really did. It spoke on so many levels, because during the, you lose friends from that disease, and you as an artist, you got to make the rent, you got to pay the bills. It just spoke on so many levels, and to so many of us in this quote unquote theater world, it just spoke. And your performances were just, it floored me, and I told you that when we met several times. And
Thank you.
With Aida as well, you took my, when you sang Elaborate Lives, security had to pull me back.
Thank you.
But I cannot thank both of you, because you are part of history that will last way after all of us are gone. And on behalf of all the redheads, we thank you so much.
Thank you.